Hello everyone, my name is Gabby, and welcome back to another Dragon Ball Super review. This time we're reviewing episode 7. Beerus didn't get his pudding, and he is angry. So angry, in fact, that he's decided he's going to destroy the Earth. At least he's going to, once Whis finishes his sushi. Good thing Beerus just happened to say all that in the gathering of Earth's finest warriors. They're not gonna let him get away with it, not without a fight. So the entire cast leaps into action to face off against Beerus. But considering this is the guy who took down Super Saiyan 3 Goku in 2 hits, they don't stand a chance. Even the other Saiyan hybrids get taken out relatively quickly. Vegeta has a similarly poor showing, and Beerus, bemoaning how weak everyone is, prepares to destroy the planet. But then, out of nowhere, Bulma slaps him in the face, demanding that he leaves. She's not scared of anything. Or she's just stupid. And despite Vegeta's protest, Beerus hits her back. And well, let's just say, Beerus just pressed the Bulma button. He shouldn't have done that. Vegeta flies into a rage and powers up, claiming that what he did was unforgivable. So, what did I like about this episode? Well, a lot of the things that they kept from Battle of Gods. The fact that we do get to see pretty much, well, not the entire cast, but we do see quite a lot of people in action who we're probably not going to see in the rest of Super and probably like ever. People like Piccolo, Tenshinhan, 18. That was actually very cool. Also interesting to see Gotenks in his base form, because we honestly don't see it that often with the black and the purple hair, and it's kind of interesting and it's kind of unique and it's something we don't often see. It was also a nice touch that Dende could actually sense Beerus' ki, before they sort of hammered in the fact that only gods can sense the ki of other gods. So for this it was just like, because Dende is technically the god of Earth, so the fact that he could sense Beerus, that was a nice touch, and I think that was a way to make this random minor character be surprisingly relevant. Also, thank God they finally addressed the issue. 18 was fighting and not Krillin, and Krillin missed because 18 is stronger, and so Krillin was the one who was staying behind and looking after Marin. Thank God they addressed that, because that was a problem with Resurrection F, where the opposite happened, even though it should probably have been 18 fighting because she is the strongest out of the two. So I'm glad they actually addressed that. It almost makes me wonder when they're finally going to when they're going to go to the Resurrection F arc, if they're going to change things. That would be kind of cool. As for what I didn't like about this episode, well, this might be a little bit of an unpopular opinion, but I didn't really like the way they handled the My Bulma scene. See, what I liked about that scene in Battle of Gods was it was short, sweet, and unexpected. It was almost played for comedy at the beginning when Bulma slaps Beerus, and no one really was expecting Vegeta to even react. It was just really interesting, and it was just really unusual, and it really caught you by surprise. Here, in Super, it was dramatic, it was stretched out, and it was built up quite a lot. Which, I don't know, like, I do prefer the original. I felt like it didn't overstay its welcome, it was just more like, it felt like this is supposed to be a really big deal, even though in the end, if for the people who've seen Battle of Gods, this isn't such a big deal. It's just Vegeta that flies into a rage, which is something we've seen a lot. Not necessarily from Vegeta, but we've seen stuff like this happen before. Perhaps I'm being a little hypocritical. I mean, Dragon Ball has had its fair share of really dramatic moments. But, I don't know, I think something that generally what separates Dragon Ball from something like, say, One Piece, is One Piece likes to lay on the melodrama a lot, but Dragon Ball generally avoids it. If something is going to be overly dramatic, a lot of the time they just sort of cut away or time skip over it, or just change to another situation because that's just too difficult, or they just don't want to explore that. I guess this is a good thing. I guess it's like that they're trying to do something different, but in the end of the day, I think I still prefer the Battle of Gods version. It wouldn't be such a big deal, but of course, since we have the Battle of Gods version to compare it to, it is a big deal. But if Battle of Gods didn't exist, I probably wouldn't have had a problem with this scene at all. Also, I can't believe I'm saying this, but it feels like everyone else had worse showings against Beerus than they did in Battle of Gods. And the Battle of Gods scene was only like 5 minutes. I mean, Gotenks doesn't even go Super Saiyan in this, let alone Super Saiyan 3. And Gohan, poor Gohan, he just gets whacked with Boo, and Beerus, he doesn't even get a good hit in. I mean, I know it's almost unrealistic to expect these guys to actually fight Beerus, considering this is the guy who took on Super Saiyan 3 Goku, and we know that he's far beyond anything any of the heroes could do. But at the same time, this took an entire episode of just everyone fighting Beerus. So I thought that if they were going to stretch this out for a longer episode, I thought that this was where they would actually give everyone else more screen time. But that kind of wasn't really the case, which was a bit of a missed opportunity in my opinion. So next episode looks like, well, yeah, Vegeto's going to fight against Beerus. Goku looks like he's finally going to show up to the party. He's a little late, guys, but Goku's here. And also, somehow, the fate of the world is going to rest on Oolong's hands? I know why, but it was something that was in the original extended edition of Battle of Gods, and I actually have no idea why they're keeping this scene in of all things. But I guess it might be a bit entertaining. It's just, it doesn't look like anything is going to happen next week. So that was Dragon Ball Super Episode 7. And to be honest, I didn't really like it. The pace was really slow. The characters didn't really get much an opportunity to do anything cool, even when they would have had the opportunity to. And they had all the screen time, but yet they didn't. All the other characters didn't really do much. And sometimes their showings were even worse in Battle of Gods. And the My Bulma scene just felt like they were trying a bit too hard to make it really cool. And because My Bulma was iconic in Battle of Gods, so that it was almost like they felt like they had to one-up it. But they didn't, because the original scene was good. An important thing about Episode 6 was, compared to Battle of Gods, it was a lot tamer, but yet people still preferred it to the movie version. So I think that's just a proof that, yes, if you want to make this better than the movie, it doesn't necessarily have to be more dramatic or have a bigger scale. It just has to be as enjoyable, if not more, or just make more sense. At least that's my opinion. So this is Gabby signing out, and I'll see you all next week. Bye, guys!